Hello students, this is my third lesson on chemical calculations. This is third lecture on chemical calculations. From this video, you will know how you can calculate number of mole and concentration for solutions or liquid substance. I mean, you can calculate the number of mole for solutions or for liquid substance. Please subscribe, like and share my channel. Let's move. This is formula 2 for liquid or solution. Number of mole equal concentration mole per dm cube times volume. Volume should be in dm cube. Number of mole equal concentration unit mole per dm cube and into volume unit should be dm cube. 1 dm cube equal 1000 centimeter cube. So N equal CV. C means concentration, V means volume. N number of mole equal CV, concentration, V times volume. If you need to calculate concentration, so concentration will be number of mole divided by volume, and when concentration values and volume values are given, then you can calculate by number of moles for solution or for liquid substance. And solutions has two values, one is concentration and other is volume. If in question concentration and volume are given, then we will apply liquid formula. I mean, number of mole equal concentration times volume. So if you need to calculate concentration, then concentration subject equal N means number of mole, V means volume. So you see problem 1. Calculate the number of moles of sulfuric acid in 50 centimeter cube of a 0.50 mole per dm cube solution. So here volume 50 centimeter is given, volume is given, and concentration values are given. So if volume and concentration values are given, then you will apply liquid formula. What is liquid formula? Number of mole of sulfuric acid, CONC means concentration, or you can write full concentration. Number of mole of sulfuric acid equal concentration times volume. N equal CV. N equal CV. N equal CV. Number of mole equal concentration times volume. So concentration value is given 0.050, this value, times volume is given 50 centimeter cube. So 50 divided by 1000. Why 50 centimeter cube is given? So you need to convert it dm cube. That's why divided by 1000. You know 1 dm cube equal 1000 centimeter cube. So if you calculate, you will get 0.025 moles. Next problem you see, problem 2. Calculate the number of moles of iron 2 sulfate in 25 centimeter cube. Volume is given and also concentration is 0.2. Volume value and concentration value is given, so we will apply liquid formula. I mean N equal number of mole equal C concentration V volume. So moles of iron 2 sulfate concentration time into volume. Concentration times volume. Concentration is 0.02. Volume 25 divided by 1000. This 25 centimeter cube has been converted to dm cube, divided by 1000. So if you calculate, you get 0.005 moles, or you can write 5 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles. Moles of iron 2 sulfate concentration times volume. Concentration into volume. Concentration 0.02. Volume in given 25 centimeter cube. So you need to convert it dm cube. That's why divided by 1000. 0.005 moles. Next problem. Okay, problem 3 now. Calculate the mass. So here mass is asking of potassium permanganate KMnO4 in 25 centimeter cube. So volume is given and concentration is given. At first you can find out moles of KMnO4, concentration into volume, concentration times volume. So concentration is given 0.02, volume 25 divided by 1000, it is converted to dm cube. You get this moles, 5 times 10 to the power minus 4 moles. But question is asking you calculate the mass. So you will use here two formula. First formula, you use liquid formula to calculate the number of moles. Second formula, you will use solid formula. Mass of KMnO4, number of mole you calculate here, molar mass times molar mass. Molar mass you calculate how in this way? AMR. AMR means relative molecular mass of KMnO4, potassium 39, manganese 55, oxygen 16 times 4, because there are 4 oxygen. So you will get 158 relative molecular mass. Now mass of KMnO4, number of mole, you calculate this value 5 times 10 to the power minus 4 times into molar mass or molecular mass 158. If you calculate, you get 0.079 gram. This is the mass of potassium permanganate or potassium manganate 7, KMnO4. For this calculation, we need use two formula. First formula, liquid formula, number of moles concentration into volume. Why liquid formula? Because you see in your question there are two values are given, one is concentration, other is volume. So as concentration and volume is given, so we will use moles of potassium permanganate, concentration times volume, concentration values, volume values, you get this value. But question is asking calculate the mass, and you know mass, if question is asking you calculate the mass, we will apply solid formula. You know mass equal number of mole into molecular mass, molar mass. Mass equal number of mole into relative molecular mass or molar mass. So here relative molecular mass of KMnO4 equal potassium 39, manganese 55, oxygen 16 times 4, we get 158 relative molecular mass. Now your formula, mass of KMnO4, number of mole times molar mass, number of mole 5 times 10 to the power minus 4 times 158 is the relative molecular mass. So you will get the answer 0.079 gram. This is the mass of KMnO4. Now let's see problem 4. Problem 4, you are asking calculate the mass of lead to nitrate, PbNO3 whole to lead to nitrate. You are asking calculate the mass, that means you have to you need to use solid formula, mass equal number of mole times molecular mass. So you don't know number of moles. At first you have to find out moles, number of molecules or number of moles. But in question there are 40 centimeter cube volume, centimeter cube, dm cube, these are volume, and concentration mole per dm cube. If mole per dm cube, then you know this is the concentration. If centimeter cube, decimeter cube, dm cube, this value is volume. So here volume is given, concentration is given, so we can use liquid formula. First, moles of PbNO3 whole to lead to nitrate, concentration C times volume V. C 0.02, volume 40 centimeter cube. So we will convert it dm cube divided by 1000. Concentration times volume. I get 0.008 or 8 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles. Now AMR relative molecular mass of lead to nitrate, lead 207, you will get this value from periodic table. Lead relative atomic mass is 207. Nitrogen, there are two nitrogen, so 14 times 2. Oxygen 3 times 2, 6 oxygen atom, so 16 times 6, 207 plus 28 plus 96, you will get 331. Relative molecular mass of lead to nitrate 331. Now mass of lead to nitrate, number of mole times molecular mass, molar mass. Number of mole you calculate 0.008 here, and molar mass you calculate here 331. If you calculate, you will get 265 gram. So at first we have to think what values are given. Lead to nitrate volume is given and concentration is given. So when volume and concentration is given of a substance, we will apply liquid formula. So first apply moles of lead to nitrate, concentration times volume. Concentration 0.2, volume 40 divided by 1000. It has been converted to dm cube. 1 dm cube equal 1000 centimeter cube. 1 dm cube equal 1000 centimeter cube. 1000 centimeter cube. Centimeter cube. So concentration times volume, we get this value. But question is asking calculate the mass. So when question is asking calculate the mass, next formula we will use solid formula. Mass of lead to nitrate, number of mole times molar mass. Number of moles you calculate here, this is this value, this, and times molecular mass, molar mass, you 331 you write here. So we get 2.65 gram. Next, problem 5. (25 centimeter cube volume is given). 25 centimeter cube of a solution of sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide volume is given 25 centimeter cube. Of concentration is given 0.212 mole per dm cube. So sodium hydroxide volume and concentration is given. You can calculate moles. Then was neutralized by 23.4 centimeter cube of a solution of sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid volume is given 23.4 centimeter cube. Question is asking you calculate the concentration of sulfuric acid solution. Sodium hydroxide volume and concentration is given, so you can find out mole. But sulfuric acid only volume, volume is given. Question is asking calculate the concentration of sulfuric acid. So at first you will calculate moles of sodium hydroxide. Why? Because sodium hydroxide volume and concentration is given. If two values are given, then you can find out easily mole for liquid substance. Number of mole equal concentration times volume, concentration into volume. So number of moles of sodium hydroxide, concentration times volume, concentration times volume. Concentration value is given here, times volume 25 centimeter cube, 25 divided by 1000, you get this mole of sodium hydroxide. Now you know mole ratio sodium hydroxide to sulfuric acid 2:1. This 2, this 1. Sulfuric acid is half of sodium hydroxide. So you see moles of moles of sodium hydroxide concentration times volume. Concentration 0.012, 25 divided by 1000, then you get this mole. But moles of sulfuric acid is the half of this. So I write here mole ratio, RATIO ratio, mole ratio sodium hydroxide sulfuric acid to ratio 1 from equation 2 1. I mean moles of sulfuric acid is the half of sodium hydroxide. Moles of sodium sulfate, moles of, this is the sulfuric acid, 1 mole, this is 2 mole. So moles of sulfuric acid is half of moles of sodium hydroxide. That's why moles of sulfuric acid equal moles of sodium hydroxide divided by 2, because ratio 2:1, half. We get 2.65 times 10 to the power minus 3 moles. So we get moles of sulfuric acid known. Now question is asking you calculate the concentration of sulfuric acid, and you know N equal CV. So C equal N by V. That means concentration equal number of mole divided by volume. So concentration of sulfuric acid will be number of mole, you calculate here, divided by volume. Volume is given in question 23.4. Volume is given 23.4 of sulfuric acid. So divide by 1000, you need to convert it dm cube. That's why divide by 1000. If you calculate, you get 0.113 mole per dm cube. This is the concentration of sulfuric acid. So you see, first you will find out moles of sodium hydroxide as concentration and volume values is given for sodium hydroxide. Concentration times volume, you get this value. But we need moles of sulfuric acid. This is the 2:1. So mole ratio, sodium hydroxide ratio, sulfuric acid 2 times 1, 2:1, that means half. So moles of sulfuric acid will be moles of sodium hydroxide divided by 2, you get moles. Now concentration equal number of mole divided by volume. So number of mole, concentration of sulfuric acid equal number of mole divided by volume. Volume 23.4 divided by 1000. You get the 0.113. This is the mole per dm cube. Next, problem 6. You say excess aqueous silver nitrate, this is the silver nitrate, was added to 50 centimeter cube 0.4 mole per dm cube calcium chloride. So calcium chloride volume is given and concentration is given. You can calculate number of moles of calcium chloride. So first I calculate here moles of calcium chloride, concentration times volume. Concentration times volume 0.40 times 50 divided by 1000. 50 centimeter cube, if you divide by 1000, it will be converted to dm cube. So we get moles of calcium chloride 0.02 moles. But question is asking you calculate the mass of silver chloride. This mass what? Mass of silver chloride what? You see mole ratio, calcium chloride 1 mole, silver chloride 2 mole. I mean silver chloride is the twice more than calcium chloride because ratio 1:2. So now moles of AgCl, I mean silver chloride, equal moles of calcium chloride times 2. Why 2? Because from equation this is the 1 mole, this is the 2 mole. So times 2, you get 0.04 moles. Question is asking you calculate the mass of silver chloride. So mass equal, now we will use solid formula. Mass of silver chloride number of mole into molar mass. Number of mole you already calculate here 0.04 times 143.5. How you get? MR, relative molecular mass of silver chloride. Silver is 108, chlorine 35.5, 143.3. So mass will be number of mole times molar mass. 0.04 times molar mass 143.5. So you will get 5.74 gram. Calcium chloride volume and concentration is given. So we find out moles of calcium chloride, concentration times volume, you get this value. But question is asking you calculate the mass of silver chloride. Silver chloride mass, how? This is the mole ratio 1 times 2. I mean moles of silver chloride is 2 times more. Now moles of silver chloride, moles of calcium chloride times 2, you get moles then question is asking mass of AgCl. You know mass equals solid formula number of mole times molecular mass or molar mass. Molar mass of AgCl 108 plus 35.5 143.5. Next, you see this is the hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide to produce sodium chloride and water. This is neutralization reaction. Question is asking you a solution of hydrochloric acid is titration against a standard sodium hydroxide solution. I mean hydrochloric acid is titrated with sodium hydroxide by neutralization reaction. It is found that 20 centimeter cube acid 20 centimeter cube 20 centimeter cube volume is given 20 centimeter cube will be it is found that 20 centimeter cube of acid, I mean acid volume is 20 centimeter cube volume of acid neutralized 25 centimeter cube of 0.1 mole per dm cube sodium hydroxide. Here sodium hydroxide volume is given 25 centimeter cube, concentration 0.1 mole per dm cube. So you can find out number of moles of sodium hydroxide. Why? As sodium hydroxide volume and concentration values are given. So first of all, moles of sodium hydroxide concentration times volume. You calculate this mole and you see mole ratio hydrochloric acid 1, this 1. Mole ratio is the same. Now so moles of hydrochloric acid will be same as moles of sodium hydroxide because their mole ratio 1:1, 0.0025 moles. Now concentration of acid will be number of mole divided by volume. Number of concentration of hydrochloric acid, concentration of hydrochloric acid equal number of mole of hydrochloric acid, volume is 20 divided by 1000, 20 centimeter cube is given. So it's converted to dm cube, you will get 0.125 mole per dm cube. This is the concentration of hydrochloric acid. This 20 centimeter cube, this is the volume, 20 centimeter cube of acid, 20 centimeter cube hydrochloric acid volume. So at first moles of sodium hydroxide concentration times volume. Concentration is given, volume also given. That's why we can use liquid formula. Number of mole equal concentration times volume. N equals Cv. You get moles of sodium hydroxide. Now you see moles of sodium hydroxide 1, hydrochloric acid mole ratio 1:1. So moles of hydrochloric acid is same because 1:1. Now concentration of sulfuric acid will concentration of hydrochloric acid will be number of mole of hydrochloric acid divided by volume. Volume 20 centimeter cube is given, 20 divided by 1000. It has been converted to dm cube. 1 dm cube equal 1000 centimeter cube. So centimeter cube you have to convert it dm cube by dividing 1000. Thank you. Dear students, please subscribe, like and share my channel. Thank you.